right, so we're back for the part 3 and the conclusion, hopefully, of this playthrough of growing up. So we're going to check back into Emerson and his life. And where we left off, we were starting high school. Okay, so here we are in our high school classroom. Right now, we only have access to this one room. This is the school science class. And we currently have one expectation where our mom wants us to raise our imagination by 200. And we have these skills available for purchase, but we could definitely get them down closer to their minimal cost. So we'll try to do that now by opening the brain map. And also, just looking at some of the things that have changed, we earn more money passively each turn. We also have a maximum of 85 action points. So we'll be able to do a lot more, and after school we'll be able to see like what kind of new things are maybe open in town now that we're in high school. Oh, also, I didn't get a chance to record it, but one of the kind of pop-ups notifies us that we're also now at that age where we'll be able to have some relationships maybe with the people that we meet or our friends. So there's a potential for us to start dating someone as well. And the pop-up that had appeared before is that there's now a new icon, and it's like the only icon that kind of has a negative consequence, so we actually don't want to click on it. So we're going to try to avoid it as much as possible. Actually, it's not here now, luckily, on the surprise wheel, but sometimes it'll appear on the surprise wheel, so then we'll kind of be forced to have that negative outcome. Here you can see the brain fart here. It wastes brain points, and it doesn't give us any benefit, so you don't want to click on this. Oh no, there's nothing else we can click on. So also now all these icons cost 10 brain points. They no longer cost 5. So that's kind of a bummer. We didn't really get to do much. We couldn't open up this next map area. So let's go ahead and go home for the day. And here's Dad with something else. So again, as you're probably aware by now, these kind of cutscenes mean that a new expectation is coming. So let's go ahead and roll for our response, but regardless, we're going to have a new expectation that we have to try to fulfill. So we're going to tell him that we would go down with the ship. And of course, we're going to have to raise our empathy. Okay, so we can see here, raise empathy is now our new expectation, but we still need to work on raising imagination. So now that we're back home, we can take a look here in the requests menu. We can see that there are some changes. There are some more trips. And again, these are the special requests that are available to us while our parents' satisfaction is at the proud level. So we could actually raise our empathy by taking this trip. Our imagination, though, we would need another 50 points, pride points, to be able to take this trip to Las Vegas, but that would help boost our imagination. But before we think about doing that, let's take a look around town. So when we were in junior high school, we already unlocked all of these different places. The theater, the pet sanctuary. But now we can see that some of the other places we've unlocked might have new things for us available. So let's take a look. So starting with the cafe, Last, when we were here, we were doing some work in the kitchen, and also you saw that we were able to purchase some food to boost our mental health, and now we have even more options for boosting our mental health. So while we're here, let's go ahead and get a burger. And again, we already purchased one recipe book, but these are the same recipe books that were here before. Okay, and then if we go to the mall, we can see that now we can also work as a store clerk. Let's go ahead and try that. And we can still go shopping, still buy groceries. And if we go to the store, we can still change our look as well. And there's also a general store that does sell some items. So actually, you can see that some of these things we could have bought with Pride points, but we also can buy them here with actual money. And if we go to the fancy restaurant, we can see here that now we also can work as a waiter. And of course, we're able to buy food from here as well. That's a little bit higher priced, but gives us more reward for our mental health. So still our mental health is actually a little low, but these are kind of expensive. Maybe we can get better bang for our buck if we buy something at like the cafe at school. And then here, of course, at the movie theater, also we can now watch a movie, which is good, and still we could buy these tickets to help boost our charm. So those are the kind of things that have changed as we go to the different places. Oh, and also when we see skills, we could see here that we could have studied film history, but we haven't done that. And it's pretty high because our charm is not so high. Okay. So now that we're back and we're thinking about trying to achieve this goal of raising the empathy, we have 4 turns to do it though, so we might be okay. But raising the imagination, we only have 2 more turns. So we should prioritize trying to raise our imagination. So let's see what we can do when we schedule. So looking at what skills we have, right now, the best thing for raising imagination that we could do is the costume tailor assistant job. So if we schedule this, we should be able to boost our imagination a lot. And you can see now that even in the neutral mental health, we have 8 schedule slots because we are in high school. Hey, so we're going to get an assignment from school. All right, so this might mean that we'll be meeting a new person or someone that we already know. Okay, so a new person, Kato. All right, so let's see, what should we do? All right, we're going to work together. Well, either way, at least we'll be working together from now on, so hopefully we can get closer and learn more about him. Alright, so let's see. Maybe this is a chance for us to get to know more about Kato. Okay, so we did roll 4, so for now we're going to leave him be. Alright, and here it is. So this will be our final exam, and we have 14 turns. And this is an SAT exam. So this is really important to determine what kind of university we can go to and what kind of career we will have. And now we've also unlocked the school entrance as a location. So let's take an overview of the school. So again, we're already in the science classroom. And now we can go to the entrance. And here we could play paper RPGs. So we could do some role playing here. So let's do that. And that also helps with our imagination, of course. And we've almost achieved the goal that our dad set out for us. So if we do this one more time, we'll be finished. So we've done that, and we still get to have 35 action points left over that we could use later on. So now, let's go ahead and open the brain map, thinking about the skills that we want to acquire. So we still need to focus on intelligence and empathy and memory. And again, we're already out of brain points. So with these icons costing 10 now, it's going to be quite difficult. And you see we had to avoid that brain fart as well. So you have to be very careful when you see those brain farts. So statistics is getting there, but I think we can definitely get it lower. So let's not try to purchase that skill yet. And we still need to focus on raising our empathy even more. So let's see what other ways we can do that. So if we go out into town, I think if we go to the pet sanctuary, yes, we can volunteer to work here. Well, I guess it's not volunteering because we're actually going to get paid for this. So we can earn some more money by working here and also boost our empathy. So let's do that. Okay, so we earned a little bit of a boost and some money. And also, we could spend some money to donate, which would give us a big boost. So maybe now it would be good if we spent some money donating. So we need to ultimately boost our empathy by 300. So we have enough to spend 200 here for the White Tiger Fund Foundation. Then we'll have no money left over, basically. So maybe we should do this pet shelter donation. So now we are more than halfway to achieving this goal, and we still have 3 turns. So we should be alright. So let's go back home and focus on scheduling. So when we schedule, let's keep in mind that we want to improve our intelligence points, our empathy and memory as much as possible. So if we want to do something for intelligence, we could either do probability or chemical reactions will give us the best reward. So we'll do that, as well as we want to focus on boosting our memory. So we can do something like poetry. And we also want to work on our empathy. So we could study about marine animals. And just so that we have some good balance and we're not too stressed out, let's try to do something for our entertainment. So we have just unlocked the paper RPGs. Is something we can do. But shopping also would be nice because it could help boost our charm, which is the lowest of all of the attributes. So let's do shopping. Okay, so we're gonna see Bobby again. Wow, she looks so much older now. Alright, how do we respond to her? Okay, we're going to express our hesitation. I'm glad she's still sticking with her hobby. Ah, so she's still having some issue with her parents. Alright, so we're going to talk about her parents. Well, it's good to see that she's still pretty much the same. Okay, so again, we want to think about raising our empathy over these next 2 turns. And so far, we don't have any new areas. We just know that we could do a role-playing game at the school entrance. So let's open the brain map and see what we can do. Alright, so that's it again for all of our brain points already. But statistics is very low now, so let's go ahead and acquire statistics. And then that also brought Big Bang down by a lot. And endangered species. So at this point, we can go ahead and acquire those. Oh, and wonderful. By acquiring that, we also met the expectation for raising our empathy. So now we've kind of accomplished all of those things. And these other side skills we have here, we can see that like fabrics and pasta are still quite high. But objection training is almost at a reasonable cost. So maybe we will try to acquire objection training in the future. But for now, we're going to go ahead and leave. And let's go back out into town. Oh, okay. We're having a new cutscene. Okay, so we're finally going to work on our project with Kato. Oh, what was he looking at? We definitely caught him at a bad time. Alright, so let's see. Are we going to find out what he was looking at? Alright, so we're not going to check. Okay, our parents coming to talk to us, so that means another new expectation. All right, so we know that this is going to be about raising our physique, which is not something we've been focused on. So I guess it's finally time we do something about it. All right, and first we're going to tell him thank you for the advice. And now that we had that cutscene in the library with Kato, we can also visit the school library. So we'll check that out in the next turn. But yes, of course, we need to raise our physique. We have 4 turns to do so. So right now, we could try a couple of different activities in town since we have our action points. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of work so we can earn some more money, because it'd be great to buy some food to boost our mental health. But we're going to buy some food that's a little more affordable. And now let's go home for the day. So still we have quite a bit of pride points actually. So let's take another look at what are the special requests we still have. We could have more action points, more brain points cap, so that would be necessary at this point because everything costs 10 when we are in the brain map. So we might want to increase our brain points cap. And money, we don't necessarily need more money right now. So I think we should go ahead and work on the study improvement, getting the study improvement guide. And then we could consider the time management guide next as something that would be a really good boost for us. And these again are just other, would unlock a new location as arcade ticket, carnival ticket, etc. But right now, we should definitely focus on trying to get a good balance between our mental health and our parents' satisfaction, because it becomes much harder now that we are in high school. So definitely, as we can see here, if you've noticed, all of the skills, they do have a bigger damage to like our mental health. So studying these things is all -5. So it really does affect us. So we have to really try to keep that in mind as we go through high school. But now we're going to kind of just pick up where we left off with studying the different skills. So let's open the skills menu so it's easier. So last we were looking at studying poetry. We also started studying marine animals, but now endangered species is going to give us a bigger bonus. So let's switch over to that. And since we also need to work on physique, let's go ahead and do... So if we do waiter, we actually can boost our physique while still earning some additional money. So let's do waiter. Oh no. This is going to be the 3rd iteration of this. Let's see. Alright. Well, this is not going to go well for our friendship. We have to blow up at her. In junior high, we did express to her that we wanted to focus on studying during class, though. Oh, okay, so she's actually coming to study. So maybe she's finally matured a little bit. Okay, let's see. Alright, go for frogs. Wow, I was not expecting that response. Okay, let's see. Are we gonna cut for her? Alright, we agree to do it. Well, it's not the best grade, but it's not the worst. Okay, so now we have some new skills available to us. And looking at them, they're all very, very expensive. And we still have 12 turns, which is a lot of time. So hopefully we'll be able to acquire all of these skills that are necessary. We still have to focus on also raising our physique, so we can't forget that. And we didn't get to go back to the library and explore, so what's available in the library? So actually, now we can also study these different skills at school, which is great. So maybe we'll go ahead and try to study a few so that we can spend action points for them and not just our scheduled time slots. Okay. So we've studied a little bit more at school. And now let's go ahead and go into the brain map. So now we're getting another icon, the super insight. So it will reveal the entire brain map. And that should come in handy so that we can see where the icons that we want are, especially since everything is costing more. Oh no, and just as we got a super insight, we're all out of brain points. So we won't be able to do anything about it this round, which is disappointing. Alright. So we could do another study session, or we could try to go work and earn some more money. So it would be good for us to purchase some more food as well for our health. So maybe we will go ahead and work a job. And now we also run into Kato again, so maybe we can figure out more about what he was doing in the library. Ah, he wants to be a doctor. Yep, he is going to have to get used to very long hours. Yeah, he's smart, but he definitely needs better bedside manner, and he's already not good at talking to people. Alright, let's go ahead and see. Maybe we'll find out what he's up to. Alright, we're going to hang out with him. Hmm. So when he's not doing schoolwork, he's using the computer for something. We almost found out what it was in the library. So hopefully we can figure it out. Well, that's what I would assume maybe he was doing secretly, but hopefully not at the school library. Oh, just an online game? That's nothing. I do that all the time. Yeah, so Kate was just into RPGs. Okay. And we are going to tell him I don't really get it, but it's still cool. Yeah, he's got a lot of pressure on himself. I'm glad he has an outlet. Okay, and now we can access the school lobby. So again, in the next turn, we'll be able to check that out and figure out what's there. So as I said, we should try to go ahead and maybe do some work, see what can earn us the most money, and try to buy some food. Well, we could go ahead and purchase this. It's about the same as the 60 uh, dollar dish at the diner. It gives us also the 20 mental health points. The beef Wellington gives a 25, but we don't have enough money for that. So maybe we'll go back to the diner now and we can at least purchase the mac and cheese from here. Okay, so now that we're back at home, let's go ahead and schedule. And we do, again, like I said, have to really keep in mind our mental health. So we should go ahead and schedule quite a few things for entertainment. Otherwise, our mental health is going to drop down very low. So continuing on, we can focus on scheduling maybe paper RPGs and some shopping. And then we can add in some of the skills that we're working on. So actually, we could go ahead and master one of these skills. But we also do have to think about continuing to work on our physique. So let's go ahead and do the waiter job. Okay, so we still have 2 more turns, and we still need almost 200 more physique. So we've definitely got to focus on that. And now that the lobby's open, let's see what's in the lobby. So from here, actually, we can buy some books that will give us a big boost to our scores. So now, any money that we earn, we can definitely try to prioritize spending it on these books, and that will help us out a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and open the brain map. And hopefully we can have some better luck in the brain map than we've been having. Alright, so at least we'll be able to open the next map now. Let's go ahead into the next map and see what we have. Alright, so we at least can go to the next map. Okay. And that's it for now. So we didn't really decrease any of these core academic skills a lot. So we're not going to purchase them yet. So let's go ahead and let's at least visit the library. And maybe here we can study a little bit. If we do one of poetry, at least we'll be able to master poetry maybe when we go home. And then let's go ahead and work a little bit. Oh, but first it looks like we're going to meet up with Bobby. Okay, so she's finally giving stand-up a try on an actual stage. If you do remember from part 1 when we first met Bobby, we heard her try to do stand-up for us, and it wasn't very good. Oh no, they're making fun of her. Alright, so what should we do? So we're going to cheer her on and support her. Alright, so let's see. How do we try to comfort her? Alright, we're going to tell her she was great. Alright, and here we go. We're not done with our current request or expectation, and they're coming with another one. Alright, let's tell her what for. Of course, we've been working many part-time jobs. Oh, we're gonna tell her I don't want to work. Alright, and now we can visit the club on our own. And of course, now we need to earn some money per mom's request. And we still need to raise our physique enough. So let's go to Le Royale and do a shift and earn some extra money. And also, that did boost our physique a little bit. But we can also take a look at the club. This is our first time here. All right, so as usual, when we go somewhere for the first time, like on our own, we meet someone. So let's see what we say to him. All right, we're going to tell him it was bad. Okay, so now when we visit the club, we can see that we could get the skill for music theory. We also could do some concert poster designer work, or we could do karaoke. So these things are now available to us. Maybe we could try them out in the next turn. And also we can purchase some music, which will boost our creativity. Okay, so now that we're gonna come back home, we still need to raise our physique. And we really want to do that because we're thinking about buying this time management guide for extra action points. But also, if we spend money on this trip to Vegas, we could also finish the goal, but we would not have enough pride points. So let's at least go through one more turn and see if we can't get close to raising our physique enough. If not, maybe we'll have to take a trip. So let's go ahead and schedule for the day. So we can schedule working a little bit more as a waiter to try to boost our physique. And we also need to, again, keep in mind our mental health. We don't want it to get too low. So we should keep going with scheduling paper RPGs. Actually, it does give us the biggest boost to our mental health of all of the entertainment that we have right now. All right, let's see. We see Kato. What do we say to him? All right, so actually we're just going to leave him to it. Well, so much for working together. Wow, so Kato really is a jerk. I know he's got a lot of pressure on him, but that's just rude. All right, so again, back at school, And we have enough money that we could go ahead and purchase one of the books. So let's go to the lobby. And first, let's go ahead and purchase this book for logic. And as we can see, it already helped a lot with solar system. Now it's only 95 and its minimal cost is 75. And also, objection training has been getting lower. So that's good. But we still really need to do a lot more for our memory, empathy, and logic. So now we finally get one of these super insights, so let's go ahead and use it. Now we can see how useful super insight is. So it's really a shame that we haven't been having good luck with the brain map, but hopefully this will help. So right now we're kind of easily able to bounce around to different regions and pick the things that we want. And let's go ahead and try the surprise, but of course we really don't want it to land on brain fart. Okay, and now we're automatically into the new map because of that shockwave. But we will be able to go into another map now since we've unlocked the next map icon. Okay, so that was much better than it's been for us in the past. And objection training is pretty low, so why don't we go ahead and acquire it? And that did help with solar system becoming even lower. But at least let's try to get it down below 80 before we purchase it. So now that this is all pretty much done, let's go ahead and try to work on some of our academic skills. We can master poetry now. So that gave us a boost. We could go ahead and study the other academic skills here. And we still want to save enough energy to do some work. Actually help her this time. Aren't we always so helpful? Oh, she's trying to run lines again for the play. Okay, well, last time, if you remember, when we were in junior high school, we were supposed to help her run lines, but we ended up just singing show tunes instead, and she didn't do so well when she auditioned. So this time we're actually going to help her run her lines. Okay, so hopefully running lines with us helped her this time, and she'll actually be able to land the audition. So it looks like something new is available now at the theater. So yes, because we got the skill objection training, we could try objection training. But actually now we're going to go ahead and, here it is, work at the Le Royal restaurant. Okay, and now that we're back home and we've pretty much used up our action points, it's time to go ahead and schedule. Okay, and right now our parent satisfaction is in the neutral zone and shows our mental health. So we do want to boost both of these things back up. Oh, and we can't forget. So we still need to raise our physique. And we have to do it within this turn. So now it might be time to consider going on the trip. But luckily, this will also boost our mental health. Oh no. So things are finally reaching a boiling point for Bobby. Alright, so let's see. What can we say to her? Alright, so we're going to tell her that we hate her dad too. Wow. Maybe we do hate her dad. Because that's crazy. You should not say that to your child. Well, hopefully we've been a good friend to Bobby through the years, and that saves her from years of therapy. But she probably still will need some. Ah, poor Bobby. Alright, well, now we've also opened up the skill of learning about contracts. And yes, we were able to uh, increase our physique, so we get to earn the rewards for that. Alright. So now, back at school again, let's go ahead and study a little bit more. We don't have enough money to purchase any of the skill books again, so we need to do more work. So we'll try to do that a little bit later, but we also need to boost our skills. Okay, so we did those two, and let's go ahead and open up the brain map. So now that we know we have a chance to see the whole map in one, these icons here are going to be very useful. So as it says, you'll be able to click on one of these and it automatically gives us the points for any icon of the same type. Alright, so we didn't get to see that new icon yet, but we did get a few rewards. We got like some extra knowledge caps. So let's go ahead and purchase solar systems because it's pretty low now. And it'll unlock the next skill in the sequence for us. But now you can see we can study the solar system in the library since we have it here. But let's go ahead and go home and, oh, on the way, let's see. Ah, yes. It seems like we're going to run into Kato again, maybe. Yeah, it's kind of hard to be his friend when he is just, not very warm and open. We definitely have tried, though. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a shift at Le Royale. And we also managed to fulfill the expectation of earning 200 extra dollars. So that's expectation is finished. And we have much higher parent satisfaction. So let's go ahead and go back home. And from home, if we open the request, now we have enough satisfaction points from our parents and pride points to actually buy the time management guide. So now we will have extra action points. Starting from the next round, we'll have a maximum of 100. So now we can go ahead and schedule. So we mastered that and got some bonuses. We've also mastered endangered species. Alright, so maybe we can help her again by running lines. And hopefully we actually help her this time again. Alright, so let's see. So we're going to warn her that kids can be mean. Well, we don't want her to think that. We've been trying to support her all this time, so hopefully we can say the right thing. Alright, so we are going to read the lines with her. Alright, so do we play along? Okay, so we are going to do the voice, which is good. We're trying to give her enough support to help her land the role. Okay, so we're starting off this one, and let's go ahead and not focus on studying yet. If we save our energy for working, maybe we can earn more money and buy more books, because they will give us a really big boost. But let's open the brain map. Okay, so we finished this brain map. So let's go back out into town. So now we have been given a task to do the lawnmower. And we have to do that 10 times. So instead of going to go work at the restaurant, which gives us more money, I guess let's go ahead and just do the lawnmower. So we still earn money by doing this, not as much as we would have if we were doing the waiter job, but it's a little bit of money, and now we've done it 5 times, so we only have to do it 5 more in the next turn. Okay, so let's go ahead and schedule for today because there's nothing else we can really do. Okay, so we still don't have quite enough money to purchase a book, but we definitely want to, and we do know that we have to go home and do the lawnmower 5 more times. So let's just go ahead and do the brain map and then head home. So if you see, actually, we have quite a few of these charm icons already open. And we have one of these Uber charms, which will collect all of them at once. So let's go ahead and use it since we already have quite a few charms that are open. And we can't do the same for memory because we don't have enough. So let's go ahead and maybe do this super knowledge. Oh, and then we opened up some extra brain points. So that was great for us. And then let's click on one more icon. And now let's go into the next map. Okay, so we don't have enough for an icon, so let's go to the next map again. Alright, and at least we get to go to another map. And let's see what we have here. Okay, well we got to visit quite a few maps. And, I mean, every little bit counts. So, that was pretty good. So let's go ahead and go home and we're going to do lawn mowing work for another 5 times and finish that expectation. And we do have quite a few pride points, but we have to boost the satisfaction again to be able to get some of these really good bonuses, like extra cash, which we could use to buy those books at school, or just regular higher passive allowance. So let's try to raise their satisfaction so that we can use those pride points in the next turn. Oh no, Bobby didn't get the lead role. Oh, but she got the second biggest, so that's pretty good actually. So maybe all of the times that we helped her out this go rather than singing show tunes was actually beneficial. Alright, so we've run into Bobby's dad. Alright, so we're just gonna nod at him. Yeah, he's really a jerk. Wow. It's really good that she was able to handle that well. And if this is something she really wants to do in the future, hopefully she just continues to grow and become stronger. Aw, and so Bobby is officially our best friend. It's great. Actually, she's been our friend since elementary school, so it's wonderful that we ended on a good note with Bobby. Alright, so it's another fresh turn. We don't have any expectations currently ongoing, but I'm sure once we make it home, we'll probably get something new. And we don't quite have enough money to buy a book, but at least at school, we can do some studying. And hopefully, by doing some studying, we can boost our parents' pride points up enough that when we get home, we can get that extra reward that we wanted. So we've done that. And now let's go ahead and open the brain map. Oh, so we don't have enough to click another icon. Let's go ahead into the new map, which is open. And that's it for this round. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go back out. Okay, so I wonder what will be the expectation this time. All right, and we're going to ask him what's that all about. Okay, so we need to boost our charm. And while we have a little bit of energy, let's go back and work here as a waiter. And we also get the mastery reward. So now we have extra money to spend. Okay, so now we have no action point. So let's go back home. Oh, and before we schedule, let's go ahead and do the bonus money. So now we have an extra bonus. So with the money we have, we should be able to purchase 2 books to help boost our skills when we go to school tomorrow. And now we can schedule. So we can master paper RPGs, which will give us a boost to our creativity. We can also master shopping. And we do need to do things for our mental health, so it's okay to go ahead and prioritize it this time. And with the other things, we can focus on mastering the solar system. Okay, so that was good for us. So we were able to master 3 different things, and we also still have the money we need to purchase 2 books. So right now, our memory is really suffering, and empathy. So let's go ahead and buy the books for empathy and the books for memory. And now we can see that those were very helpful for us being able to acquire some of these skills here on the right. And we still have only 5 turns. So 5 turns is is okay, but we definitely need to make sure we're able to get all of these skills. And also we have to still raise our charm. Let's go ahead and open the brain map. Alright, so we did pretty good with trying to raise the charm there. And also with, generally speaking, getting these skills down to a pretty good cost. The other skills here on the right. So for today, that's pretty good. So we can also go and double check in the library. I think we've pretty much mastered all of these skills that we already know. So we can't study anymore. And we've already mastered the RPG. So let's go ahead and go home and see what we can do in town. So another thing we can do that we haven't tried yet is we should try going to the movies. And we never tried doing concert poster design and singing karaoke. So let's do that as well. And that also helped us boost our charm enough to satisfy that expectation. So that is done. And we still have 10 points left, so why don't we go ahead and watch cartoons? We haven't done that in a while. So now let's go ahead and schedule for the day. We do want to make sure, though, that we are looking at our mental health and our parents' satisfaction. Those are both pretty low right now. So we need to try to do something that's going to be really good to balance both of those. So if you look at our skills as well, we can see if there's anything else that we were close to mastery of. So maybe we could do some Big Bang. Then if we go to entertainment, let's see if there's any other entertainment that we could master quickly. So it doesn't look like there is, but we can work on going to the movies and karaoke, which are the newest entertainments that we're able to do from schedule. Okay, so again, we're back, and at least space exploration is something that's going to be pretty reasonable to acquire next. So let's go ahead and open the brain map and see if we can't lower that cost even more. So let's go ahead and open up the next map, see if there's anything better. So that was pretty good with the shockwave. Right, and that's it. But yeah, space exploration is down a lot. So we'll go ahead and get that skill. And we also need to keep working towards these other skills. If we look here, we only have 4 turns left, and we're only at 85 out of 100 for our exam readiness. So again, let's go back home. So now we've been tasked with raising our empathy even more. So we want to make sure that we work towards that. And we can do that by coming here and working at the pet sanctuary, which also helps us earn some money. Alright, so now we're going to come back home. Maybe we can watch TV a little bit. And now when we schedule this time, we can focus on doing some skills. Alright, so we have some mastery rewards. Okay. And we've learned another skill that should be helpful for us for exam readiness. And we have a bit more money, but not quite enough yet for us to buy another book, which would help. But now we can study space exploration from the library. Okay, so we have finished this brain map, so let's go ahead and go home. And we still need to work on our empathy, but we're almost there. So let's go back to the pet sanctuary and work there. Now that we've pretty much used up all of our action points, there's not really anything we can do. And specifically, we would want to do something for our mental health, which is becoming quite low. But we could go shopping. So let's go ahead and go shopping. And we'll go back home. Okay, so let's go ahead and schedule. So our mental health is really low, and if it drops below here, there is going to be some type of consequence for us. So let's go ahead and start with entertainment. And we can schedule karaoke, going to the movies. Then we can go back to maybe doing 2 of one of our newest skills. So as we can see, we got a warning here because now our parents' satisfaction has dropped really low. And actually, you can see at the top that our passive money is now 0. So we're not earning any passive income from our allowance. And this is the first time we've gotten this warning in the game, which is good because we're pretty much at the end. But if you reach 0 for either like your mental health or your parent satisfaction, a total of 3 times, then you lose the game. So that's why it's really important that you keep it balanced. So we shot back up to 50 for that. So pretty much between now and the end of the game, we probably don't have to worry about it too much. I think we'll probably not reach 0 again, but it becomes more difficult, as I said, once we entered high school. And just accomplishing that expectation did give us another boost to our parent satisfaction. So that was useful for us. And we can go back to the library and check out that we can continue to do space exploration. So let's do that a little more. And now we've mastered it. And now let's go ahead and open the brain map. So we're getting to the point where now that we only have 2 more times, it's probably good to go ahead and purchase some of these skills on the right because we can afford to. And they're pretty much as low as maybe they're going to get before, the end of the game. So let's go ahead and start trying to buy a couple of different skills. Oh, okay. It's been a while since we've seen Alessandra. Wow, that's rude. Let's see what we say to her. Okay, so we're going to confront her. I wonder what that was about. Well, let's go ahead and purchase these. Okay, and it's also May. So we've known May for a while, too. Alright, let's see. What should we say to May? Alright, we're going to ask her if she serves any. Okay, so we've learned a little bit more about May. Alright, so we're going to support her. So it's nice that not only the friends we've made at school, but even the people we've met in the community, we've learned more about them a little bit and gotten closer, at least with May. And even Alessandra has given us some advice over the years. So we at least have some sort of a bond. She recognizes us when she sees us, but she's still very cold. And that might come with her being a lawyer. Yeah, the other day, it's definitely been a couple of years. Alright, let's see. How did we feel about those clothes? Let's see. We hated them. Okay, so we even purchased all of the side skills that were available to us. And we can see that our exam readiness is now at 93 out of 100. So hopefully we'll be able to purchase the other skills that will become available in the next round, and then we will have enough exam readiness to take the SAT exam. Let's go back home. And I guess this is going to be maybe our last expectation we'll get to in this game. Alright, yes, and we have to raise our memory. So that is the last thing that our parents are requesting of us. And if we go back to our requests, we can look. The last special request we didn't choose yet was higher allowance, but it's not going to be as necessary right now since we're pretty much at the end of the game. But since he wants us to raise our memory, we could think about taking a trip. So maybe we'll take a trip after we spend our last bit of action points. Let's see what kind of work we could do for 20 to try to earn a little bit of extra money. We could buy some groceries. That seems to be just about the best kind of work we could do right now. So we'll go ahead and buy groceries. Earns us a little bit of extra money. And then we'll go ahead and go home and go on a trip. Alright, and we can see here, yep, that all the skills that we have left here are these SAT skills. So we can go ahead and try to get some of them to finish off our exam readiness. And we got those rewards for fulfilling that expectation. So let's go ahead and open the brain map first and see how good we can do with acquiring more attributes before we run out of brain points. And as we can see, unfortunately, even with opening up everything, there is not an icon for the next map. So there's not always going to be a chance to go into the next map. So we also have to keep that in mind, and unfortunately, that was the case this time. But with this special icon, there is a chance that we can go. But nope, doesn't look like it. So whatever we see here is what we get. So for the skills that we really want and need, we need more of the intelligence, empathy, and memory. And we don't have any of those special Uber icons for those things, so we can just click as many as we can before we run out of brain points. Alright, and that would be it for this time. So let's go ahead and start buying these. So we bought at least 2 of them. So that was pretty good. And we can see our exam readiness is up to 95. So hopefully in the next round, we'll be able to get these last books and then maybe reach 100 for our exam readiness, because then we'll have to take the exam. Alright, so I said maybe that was our last request we got, but it seems like we're going to get another request, but we definitely might not finish it before we have to take the exam. So we're going to turn them down. And now we have to perform Animal Shelter Assistant 10 times. So like I said, we probably won't be able to even do that before we take the exam and the game's over. So right now, let's just prioritize earning as much money as we can. Yeah, we also can't perform any more Animal Shelter Assistant because we don't have enough. So let's just do buying groceries. And let's go back to our home. And we still have a lot of pride points. So if we come back here, we could at least get a big boost to our empathy if we go on this trip. And it'll still help our mental health. So let's go ahead and do that. Because we still need empathy for these SAT practices. And we have at least enough money to purchase another book. So let's go to the lobby and see what book we didn't buy yet. So actually none of these books would be useful for the skills that we want here on the right. So let's first go ahead and open the brain map. Okay, so we've finished this brain map, so at least we can maybe buy this biology study guide, and that is pretty much it. And we can't get any more brain maps that would be useful for us. But at least we can buy something just to say that we did. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go home. And we might as well spend our last action points, because after this we're going to take the exam. So let's maybe do a little bit of karaoke. Make us happy, and let's go ahead and maybe work one more time. Now that we only have 10, we can go ahead and maybe watch some cartoons. So that's pretty much all we're going to be able to do. So now this is it. This is the end. We reached 97 out of 100 for our exam readiness. So not completely 100, but we're going to have to go ahead and take the exam anyways. So now you can also see here we have this last little power up. It's a Eureka. So it helps us collect all attributes of the same kind on the field. So these power ups will be very helpful. We need to try to get an A. We only have 87 turns. We probably would have had a few more if we had reached 100%. But let's see how well we can do. So unfortunately, there aren't so many of the same kind grouped together already. So it's a little bit difficult for us here to make some good combinations. Okay, well, we have one of these power-ups, and we have quite a bit of empathy on the board, so let's use it. So right now, it would be really great to have one of the imagination power-ups. Unfortunately, we don't have one. And I really wish you could combine some of these power-ups, but it doesn't work like that. Like if they gave you a special bonus, like if you were playing Candy Crush or something. Alright, so we're getting close to an A, so hopefully we'll still be able to earn an A grade. Alright, and actually we just got a achievement for using 10 Eureka power-ups. And we have already done it. We have earned an A grade. So even with not fully having 100% for exam readiness, 97% is still quite high. So we did get quite a few turns, and by trying to also make sure that we click, the right attributes to get tasks with a lot of points, we were able to still earn a great grade on the exam. So we've only got one more turn left, and we can go ahead and do this last task there. And as you can see, we've earned an A grade, so we've done it. This means that we can get the best outcome for our future. Okay, so now we can find out what happened to all the people we've met along the way. So here's Kato's story. So maybe had we actually been able to form a bond with him, we could have helped him kind of navigate those kind of anxieties and help him on his path towards becoming a doctor. Now here's Bobby. And that's good that Bobby still got to do what she loved. And we definitely helped her, especially in high school. In junior high and elementary school, we didn't really help her with her acting career so much, but we definitely tried to be a good friend. Alright, so here's us. Alright, and given all the different things that we had done in this playthrough, it's very interesting that ultimately it looks like we decided to become a veterinarian. Okay, so now let's go ahead and roll and decide what kind of person we end up with. So 1 or 2 will be a woman, 3 or 4 will be a man, and we can just say I don't care about the gender for 5 and 6 and let it be up to chance. Even more chance than me rolling this dice. But let's go ahead and see. So it is a 3. So we end up with a man. So this is our partner. Okay. So that is the end of this playthrough of Emerson's life. And as it said in the end, we do adopt a child. So if we continue this game, we hit back, we'll see that we will start again from the opening screen. and we will get to play as our child. So I won't do that now, but this is the end of our Emerson playthrough. Maybe in the future, I'll do an update where we play as Emerson's child and we can continue on where we left off. And of course, there will be new choices that we make, potentially new people to meet. So, as you can see, this game can just continue on and on and on, and you can play through generations of your family. So it's something that you can just always go back to whenever you want to. So that's why one of the reasons why it's a really great game, because it really has a lot of potential for you to play it for a really long time. Like I said, even if you take a break, you can always come back and pick it up again, and it's kind of fun to just play through when you feel like it. But again, thanks for tuning in if you've been watching this playthrough of growing up. And again, as I always keep saying, if you're interested in this game, it's available on Steam. You can try it out. And please continue to check out this channel because I'll be uploading some other games that I'm playing. And also, my husband Tay will also be playing some games, so you might see some uploads for things like Magic: The Gathering Arena and other games that we play together. We like to play role-playing games, action games, simulation games, all of those kind of games. So please, like I said, keep an eye on this channel. And again, if there's something specific that you might be interested in that falls into that kind of genre of games that we play, please recommend something below that you want us to play. So thanks again. Please make sure that you follow, that you like, that you subscribe, and you share with other people. And I'll catch you in the next one.